Saturday, May 3rd. Holy crap. This is Mr. Not Advice and Weekend Update. Of course, this is for entertainment purposes only, obviously. If we take a look at the overall market this week, we had strong moves up in the indexes. One thing I want to point out here, this is a fractal. If you look at the green line, this is what happened in 2020 um, from this point. Um, Market went up 40%. The dark blue line is what happened in 2008, and the market went down 40% from this level. So a couple things, fractals, yeah. Generally speaking, I'm not a believer in fractals when it comes to daily stock price movements. I think fractals are very good for smaller time frames, much smaller time frames. Um, Looking at what I think will happen, I think we're actually going to go higher here. Overnight, we got news from China's Ministry of Commerce. They said that these are their exact quotes. As the U.S. has recently reached out through relevant channels multiple times, expressing a desire to engage in talks with China over tariff issues, China is currently assessing the situation. Saying one thing while doing another, or even attempting to use talks as a cover for coercion and blackmail, will not work with China. China's screwed. They are in a lot of trouble. Xi is he hasn't yet, but he's getting fairly close with over 1,800 factories closed down. He is getting close. Rumors are also out of China that the head of the PLA, People's Liberation Army, um, it is not a Xi what would you call it, ally. So whether that's, one of the hard things is any news coming out of China is very, very difficult to gauge whether it's true or not or accurate. One of the things that I did see that was accurate over that was gives you a good idea how China acts in these situations is they have been quietly, I think they're up to 40% of the tariffs they have quietly removed. The US has done the same quietly. So behind the scenes, there are both sides are, let's call it, giving in to some degree. But ultimately, even with that, China is still in a tremendous amount of pain. Within, I think it's in 2 months, China's factories would start working towards Christmas. So if they're still shut down or if other countries have made deals, then I think that they probably are very concerned they're going to miss the Christmas season, and the damage to their industrial manufacturing base will be a lot longer than just a couple months. So looking at let's take a look at the overall market. I think from a tariff standpoint, by the way, that India, Japan, South Korea, um, I think one of those three, and I think it'll be India, will be the first deal that's signed. Um, let's switch to a chart because I want to show you something. Here's what I think is going to happen with the overall market. 1 second here. Okay, so we had the S&P 500 fire up, right? We've got the 200-day moving average right above us. Okay, we've got this point of resistance also right above us here at 576. This is on the SPY. Okay, we broke here. We got long down here, and we have already scaled on. We got synthetically long via UPRO. We've already scaled. I'm already down the runners, I believe. But what I think is going to happen is we are going to bust through here. Okay, and this is going to drag a break through the 200 is going to drag more people into the market, primarily CTAs and hedge funds. And that in itself will push us up towards a new high. We make a new high and then the reversal happens. So that's what I think. And the reason why, look, I'm guessing, but it would make sense to me that this is not a rally that people are participating in. This is primarily a retail-driven rally. Institutions have been on the side. We did have some small CTA buying this week, very small. So they actually flipped to net long for the first time, I think, in 5 weeks. So we are in a position now where there could be a very strong short squeeze to the top side. I'm talking index wise because there's so much institutional money on the side, and this is really a rally that is, it's an unloved rally. You know, there's that old saying that says markets climb a wall of worry, and meaning that markets go up when people are worried and do not believe it should be going up. And I think we're there now. And so I am still bullish short term on the market. If we look at the NASDAQ market, um, we find we did get above 20,000, which was a big deal. We're above the point of control, and we're banging our head against this 200-day moving average. So this is a big time level here. If we break through that, I think it attracts more buyers above the 200-day. I think it will attract algorithmic buyers, and that'll push us to try to take out a new high. Looking at our positions, UPRO, yeah, we're in UPRO. I'm still holding it. I think the next shot, because we've closed this gap here, okay, is going to be this point of control up here at 76.75. That's $5 higher. So I think that's where that's headed on Tesla. Tesla's got to break through this 295-ish, 300 area. It's tried 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. It's tried 7 or 8 times. So if we can break through this area, I think Tesla launches. Also on a shorter term basis, if you look here, we've got a flagpole and then we've got a pennant forming. So I am not long Tesla yet. Palantir, we got in very nicely here. We've already scaled twice. I tried to scale again on Friday. I was not able to get it. So, but where this is targeting is this 125.41. Let's see what happens on Monday if we can get through that. Looking at IBIT, which is our Bitcoin investment, we need to break above this point of control. Bitcoin itself right now is also loading up to break through the 100,000 level. So I think the breakthrough, the 200-day moving average on the NASDAQ, on the SPY, as well as Bitcoin could all happen at the same time. Looking at EOSE, nothing happening until Tuesday when their earnings are released. I believe they're ready, they're set up to go strongly to the top side. Friday did print in a reversal on EOSE daily right here. Here's the hammer, here's a confirmation. I'm already long, I think I'm still up to 12%. And so I'm going to stick with what I've got. I'm not adding anything yet. ENVX. ENVX is a struggle right now. I'm looking to short this thing. Down here at 564, I will go short into a new low at 528. I'm not really commenting on the macro stuff. I'm not as smart as everyone else is on it, but I think they're going to need to raise money. I didn't hear anything in the call that was especially exciting. Um, I didn't hear anything in the call was especially damaging, but I think the stock's going to drift and drift down. Dollar Tree, we're waiting for this cup here handle to break to the top side so we can take a trade on that. And beyond, I'm looking to go short down here at the 354 level. We are in AI, but on AI, I'll raise the stop to today's low or Friday's low. Also, on all of our trades on Palantir, raise the stop to uh, Friday's low. Palantir, UPRO, that's what I'm doing with all my stops. Looking at what I think is going to happen next week, we've got earnings coming out with EOSE. I think EOSE news conference or the presser is going to be excellent. I think Joe's late night LinkedIn post was another one of his hints. So I think that we are set up well for some positive surprises on EOSE. If it doesn't happen, it's going to come back down, and I'll have to load back up. I'll have to add, so or I might add if it does that. But overall, I think the market right now wants to go higher. It is still caught up with the whole tariff issue, but as you can see though, the market's become a little bit less reactionary to the tariff news. Um, I think that I would encourage you. I did a podcast last week about China tariffs and Trump. I'd give it a listen. It lays out what I think is going on and where I think we're headed. In addition, I think that the next, oh, I'd say the next quarter, we could see the market really move higher on a combination really just of a change in sentiment and some tariff deals getting completed and signed. So looking forward, I'll say this to my Fight Club and VIPs and VIP trial members. Last week we had 3 trades. Usually we average 3 to 6 a week. With our 3 trades, we were able to scale within a couple days. Look, this is what we're normally used to, if you remember. We're used to getting in trades, having trades to scale every week on profits. Yeah, we take losses here and there, but I don't think that it is safe to fully go back in the water yet. I am tentatively looking at longs because that's the direction of the market, knowing full well that we could get just smashed if the wrong tweet comes out, but or if China says something, but we have to trade the market, and right now the market's trending upwards. It doesn't matter whether we like it or not. So I'll continue to look for both sides, long and short opportunities. But I did want to make a comment about just how last week finally for me started to feel like more of a normal week. So I wanted to thank all you VIPs, Fight Club, and trial VIPs that have stuck with this over the last 4 months where we've had very little trades. Great job protecting capital, great job being patient, and hopefully I'm hopeful that we're starting to move into the type of market where it becomes more conducive to our style of trading. Remember, our style of trading works, but the market needs a trend, okay? We're not good in the chop fest. So I also have an update for you for Fight Club members this week on the website. We're getting that done where each person will have their own individual page. And then the UVXY, I'll have an update on that this week and hopefully on the Fight Club manual. So, hey, look, we have a lot of new people joining us. Please make sure that we reach out to them, and I want to welcome all the new people. And this is a different Discord. If you have questions, you can DM me, you can DM anybody, any of the mods or the VIPs or Fight Club members, and we will answer. So I'm glad you're here. Thank you for taking this time to listen today. I guess if I were to score the market on a 1 to 5, with 5 being absolutely bullish and 1 being absolutely bearish, I'd say we're about a 3.5 right now, where maybe previous weeks we're at a 2.5. So 3.5, let's get to a 4. Let's get this market, hopefully the market will continue to establish trend to the upside. The MAG 7 moved heavily last week. That was that's very good to see the tech sector starting to lead again. So let's anyway, let's have a great weekend. Let me know if you have any questions. Watch for the scheduling that I put out for the EOSE call and then the subsequent open forum that we'll have. All right, take it easy.
They ain't got no muscle, no hustle, no backbone. I stand alone, not tripping, just saying I'm different. Ain't hanging on to the coattails of the next man. Passport in my left hand, thinking that you are next. Heck, hope you ain't holding your breath, man, cause I'm out here, I'm hungry. I don't play around, trust me. Ain't had as much drive since my Honda Civic got rusty, and my girl said that she loved me. It's funny, just thinking back, study hard for that 9 to 5, like I thought it actually be built, but that it was dreaming, still dreaming. Spotlight on me like Willie Beamen.